What is up, everyone? This is LRF, and we are here in Greenwich, Connecticut on this beautiful Saturday morning. It is currently 5:40 a.m. right now, but get ready for an amazing day, or 2 days, I should say, because we have the Greenwich Concours and the Miller Motorcars Legends event this weekend. Early start, first one here, first come, first serve. You gotta beat the traffic when the spectator lot gets full. That's why we're here super early, but get ready for an amazing day because we're gonna see some cool stuff today. I know it. I saw some of the highlights and there's some pretty cool cars. I'm not gonna say what. Just watch the video to find out. But you'll be excited when you see them. Trust me. So let's get right into the video. So the Legends event doesn't start until 9 this morning. We are like 3 hours early, but I could already see some pretty cool stuff through the window. You could guess what's under these covers. Let's take a look in the Ferrari dealership too. So yes, especially stay tuned for all of this because we've got some good stuff incoming today. Okay, so I wasn't quite expecting this early in the morning, but here we have a Shelby Cobra Daytona Coupe. Now, I'm not sure if it's a real one, but this is insane, whether real or not, because this is like one of my favorite cars of all time. A timeless design, it just looks crazy. These were crazy fast, like back in the 1960s. Obviously, it was a Le Mans racer. Very famous car. Just wow. We've got to stop and get pictures of this. So the show hasn't started yet, but check out what we have over here. Not one, not two, but 3 Bugatti Divos. These are like $10 million each, and we have 3 of them just lined up. And you could see that we have a Mistral tucked in over there too, which is crazy. Wow, this is gonna be an insane day.
Oh my god! Oh my god! What a beauty! Oh my goodness! I haven't seen one of those since. Oh!
Wow. Okay, so where do we start? Because we just have a sea of multi-million-dollar hypercars right here. First off, with this Bugatti Bolide, which we did see here last year at the Legends event, looking very insane. Just wow. And then we have 3 Divos lined up all together. This one, exposed carbon, looking super cool. We have another Divo in silver right here. And we have this one in kind of like the French racing blue spec with the stripes, looking very good as well. But right here we have a car that we have to talk about. It's actually my first time seeing one. It's the Zinger 21C. This crazy AI hypercar, looks insane, very futuristic. But this one's unique because it's, first of all, green one and exposed carbon. This makes it like a top spec. So we've got to check this out. These rims are just sick. Just look at the design. Like, this car was mostly based off of like and built by AI. Like, AI played a big role in designing this car, which is crazy. But as we make our way over here, we have another 21C. This is my first time seeing this car in person, and we just saw 2 of them, as well as the Divo, which I've never seen in person before, but I just saw 3. So this is crazy. Does this look like the future to you, or what? The insanity does not end. Right here we have this Bertone concept car, which looks very unique, I must say. And over here we have this SSC Tuatara Striker, a second one for me, second time seeing a different one. But over here, if you've never seen this car and you have no idea what it was, then you're not alone. You might be thinking it looks like a Restomod Porsche 917, which is basically what it is. This was built off of a Carrera GT body, believe it or not, but most of the world has never seen it, and here it is now in Greenwich, Connecticut. This is insane. This has got to be one of the best events in the country. I just love this Golf-inspired livery spec. Just wow. But over here, we have an even cooler car, in my opinion. The Glickenhaus P4-5, based off of the Ferrari 330 P4, owned and designed by James Glickenhaus. It's actually his personal car. Wow, I was not expecting this. This is a one of one. It just looks crazy. Like, this is, like, you can't beat this for a Restomod 330 P4. Wow. Over here we have, like, a Restomod 612 Scaglietti, a very underrated V12 Grand Touring Ferrari, in my opinion. And then a very nice Restomod 599, looking insane. The 599 has been one of my dream Ferraris. I'd take it over an F12 and an 812. It's back when Ferrari really had a true soul to their models. Here we have a 599 GTB Fiorano in Rosso Corsa with the tan spec, looking amazing as well. I almost missed this Chiron Super Sport here. A very interesting spec. I'm not the biggest fan of this spec, but I've never seen one like this. You could tell that it's multicolored, black on the front and a little more tannish brown in the back. But if you take a look over here, if you see the drawings on the car, these are older Bugatti models, just showing you a piece of the history of the brand itself. Bugatti goes way back to the early 1900s, back in the Ettore Bugatti days. Like, you can see right here we have the Type 35, probably the most famous racer at the time. We have the Type 57 SC Atlantic, which is probably like $100 million plus car now if it were to sell. The Type 41 Royale, another very rare and special multi-8-figure car from 1930s, but just wow. Alright, this is crazy. Over here we have this exposed carbon blue Zonda R. I showed the unveiling of this car earlier in my video, but wow, this is amazing. I know, it was so cool how we got like a VIP early bird unveiling of the Zonda R. But as you make your way over here, we have this 1 of 5 Zonda Cinque Coupe. And over here, another one of 5 Cinque Roadster. So yes, only 10 Zonda Cinques have ever been made. 5 coupes, 5 roadsters. Just, wow. These are in the same spec too, pretty much. Amazing to see, super rare. It doesn't get much better than this. And over here you have your little Cinque Roadster kit car. Or kid's car, I meant toy car, whatever you want to call it, just to match with the show. Alright, so check this out. 1 of 20 Lamborghini Centenario Roadster. Just crazy seeing this. First time seeing it in person. Over here we have this Diablo SE30 and the SE30 purple. And then the most beautiful Lambo of them all, the Miura. Orange Miura, very lovely. One of my favorite classic supercars ever. These cars are worth between $2 and $3 million for a Miura. If you're looking at like a P400 SV, you're looking at more towards $5 million nowadays. But yeah, designed by Bertone. Just possibly one, it's right up there with the most beautiful cars ever made. Of course, there's always like the Ferrari 250s and all Ferraris from this era, and then the Bizzarrini 5300 GT Strada. Hot take is actually right up there on my list. But wow, an orange Miura, it's just super nice. And over here, of course, you can't ignore that new Countach in white too. Alright, we are here at the Greenwich Concours right now, and we are starting off pretty good. We have this 1001 horsepower 720S, but over here we have a beautiful 458 Speciale, a car that's captured crazy attention lately and has been appreciating in value. Now almost a 7-figure car. You could expect these to trade hands between 8 and 900,000, believe it or not. It was the last naturally aspirated V8 Ferrari. That's why it's so special. One of only 799 Speciale Apertas. I'm not sure of how many coupes there are. There are a little more. The Apertas like double the value, maybe even more than that. Here we have an SF90XX, Ferrari's latest and greatest in the modern era. Track weapon, 1000 horsepower hypercar. We have a Gallardo over here, and this 2005 Ford GT with the Gulf livery, looking very nice. 812 Competizione in green, another car that's appreciated like crazy in value. Now a $2 million plus car. Excuse me. 944 Turbo S, very underrated Porsche in my opinion. And then we have this roof looking awesome. Not something you see every day. Roof CTR Yellowbird, very rare. Was the fastest car in the 1980s. Fastest production car in the world, I believe. Guys, over here we have this 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO, number 114. Yes, it's a real one. Just, wow, Rosso Corsa. This is the most beautiful and finest car ever made in my opinion. And seeing it here is just crazy. Only one of 36 or 39 ever built. I think 36 of them left. But yeah, this is like a $50 million plus car, as you guys already know. Maybe even more if it were to sell at auction. Just crazy seeing this here. It's just, this is what you would call art. Like, if I owned a 250 GTO, I'd be too afraid to drive something worth this much. But some people are crazy enough to take it out for spins and take to events like this, which I understand. Like, maybe only like once in a blue moon. But wow, and it certainly doesn't get any worse when it's besides a 410 Super America, 1956. Another extremely rare and honestly underrated classic. but it is worth in the multi-millions. Approximately $5 million, I believe. But this is where, like, the Grand Tours really started for Ferrari in the mid-50s. Just insane how cool this is. At the time, I think the 410 Super America was one of the most powerful cars Ferrari made, with almost 400 horsepower. But yeah, 250 GTO and 410 Super America, this might be the best duo of Ferraris I've ever seen. Right here we have this Porsche 718 RSK, the iconic race car after the infamous 550 Spider. But yeah, this is all original too. Very rare and expensive as well. And in silver, it just looks great. Plate number 32. This might be one of my favorite 50s race cars ever built. We have a 1938 Talbot Lago right here, a French exotic car maker that went out of business years ago. Also very rare and expensive. 300 SL Gullwing. I mean, come on, where does the line end? Over here, we have this Ferrari 166 MM, one of Ferrari's earliest cars. This is a 1950 example. But yeah, this is history right here, before Ferrari was even famous and known to the public. And then over here we have this beautiful 1957 Ferrari 250 GT. I mean, how much better can it get when you have a line of classic sports cars like this? From a 250 GTO to this, like, it doesn't get much better. This is Greenwich, Connecticut. Even in not the greatest weather, the show still can't disappoint. This is the Greenwich Concours, everyone. We just listened to a Daytona Coupe rev again. That's crazy that Daytona Coupe is here. I believe it's a continuation model, but still insane, and it sounds crazy. Over here we have this 1957 Maserati 450S. Yes, you heard that right. If you're not sure what the 450S is, it's one of the historic racers from Maserati and one of the most powerful cars at the time. 470 horsepower, one of 10 only ever made. This car's worth in the multi-millions for sure. And honestly, it's a beautiful car. Just imagine driving this down the road casually. It would be a surreal experience for sure. Let's check out the Daytona Coupe. Just wow. Over here we have a century-old Aston Martin Grand Prix. Pretty cool to see, since Aston Martin wasn't really a known car brand, especially for production cars and sports cars, until the late 1950s. Over here we have a Jaguar C-Type, very rare, iconic 24 Hours of Le Mans racer, based off of the XK120. Along with the D-Type, but just check out that engine. British racing green color. This is insane. Very rare and expensive, as you might guess. Here we have a very nice 1953 XK120, back when Jaguar really knew how to build sports cars. The silver color and the 22 plate really makes it look perfect. You can see you have the British flag over there too. And over here we have an Allard, another early British sports car company, ahead of its time, especially when this was made. And over there is a Lotus racer. Not too sure about this one, but that's definitely interesting. So the view of this Maserati 150S, right with the bay in the background, is just beautiful in my opinion. With the blue color on the car, it was like it was meant to be. But check out what we have over here. We have this early Saab Sonnet V4, a apparently. That means it has a V4 engine. We have the De Tomaso Mangusta, the other supercar that De Tomaso made, along with the Pantera. The Mangusta is even rarer and more expensive than the Pantera nowadays. Very cool to see, very underrated car. But yeah, we have a Sunbeam Tiger over here, another underrated and forgotten about British sports car that is. Very interesting. If you come along over here, we have this Bumblebee spec Pantera GTS, along with this AC over here, which I think is the same as the British car company AC that the Shelby Cobra was based off of. But this is an actual AC. Over here we have a late 1960s Shelby GT500. Honestly, one of my favorite muscle cars and my favorite Mustang of all time. This is super iconic, very cool, a very nice spec too with the red and white. I really like it. But yeah, that just shows you how good this show really is. Boss 429 Mustang, very nice, super cool to see. We have this beautiful Ferrari Dino 246 GT right here. I mean, where does it end? 3.0 CSL BMW. Just a few stuff to name. So we saw some amazing stuff in the field, like that Series II 250 GTO, along with the 410 Super America, which was crazy, along with plenty others, as you guys noticed. Now we are heading over to Carriage House Motorcars to check out what they have in store. But don't worry, we'll be back for later for more. And then there's always tomorrow. So don't go away yet. So inside Carriage House, we have this classic Maserati Ghibli. The classic Ghibli, not to be confused with the four-door Ghibli sedan from more recent years. F40, I mean, come on. This is one of, if not Ferrari's most iconic car ever made. Fastest production car in the world at the time of its launch, and the final car that Enzo Ferrari actually designed. There's a reason why these are super special and nowadays worth close to, or sometimes even more than $5 million. One of only, I believe, 1,300, a little over 1,300 ever made. But yeah, very special car. Iconic 80s poster car along with the Countach. Right here we have a Diablo, classic Aston Martin DB6, silver 300 SL Gullwing with both doors up. This looks amazing. One of the early supercars of the 1950s, 300 SL Roadster. And back there we have a 575 Super America. As we make our way outside, we have this C2 Corvette Grand Sport replica, I believe. A real Grand Sport will, I think only 5 of those were ever made. But yeah, 1963 Grand Sport, that's what the car was based off of at least. A beautiful 550 Maranello. I really love this car, especially in Rosso Corsa. Honestly, underrated, overlooked Ferrari. Easily a future classic, if not already a classic car. Another Ghibli right here, and a nice Huracan. So, not a bad selection of cars in Carriage House. But yeah, pretty cool, I must say. So car spotting on Greenwich Avenue certainly does not disappoint when you have one of the biggest car events right nearby. We have this late 1920s Bentley 4.5 liter right here. Iconic racer. Unfortunately, it's not a 4.5 liter blower, but still pretty cool to see. The blower is like extremely rare. But wow, very classic. British racing green, just super nice. This is back when Bentley used to be a 24 Hours of Le Mans racer, rather than the luxury cars that they build today, like the ultra luxury style they are. But yeah, this is a piece of automotive history for sure.
Oh, he's coming! He's coming for you! Run! Run!
Over here we have this very cool Lamborghini Huracan Evo owned by 130 Lambo, who I was just talking to about his experience and ownership of the car. It looks amazing, V10 exhaust, the spec looks very cool in my opinion. I just heard it start up and it sounded really good. But you could see, you could scan this QR code for the Renew app. That's the Renew logo. Renew is a brand new online mobile app where you could get Uber style detailing. So check it out and scan that QR code if you're willing to get your car detailed through an Uber styling app. But yeah, very cool to see. Stay tuned for more that is part of this event. Miller Motorcars Ferrari dealership never disappoints, especially on the Legends event. Check it out. We have the 5 Halo Ferraris all lined up together. This is unreal. 288 GTO, the rarest of them all. Nowadays an $8 to $9 million car, which is crazy. Originally called the Ferrari GTO. But over here we have the iconic F40, second F40 of the day. Amazing. Over here we have the even more rare and special F50, which is my favorite out of the Halo cars, and not only one of my favorite Ferraris, but cars of all time. I think it's right up there with the McLaren F1, with best like 90s hypercars, or whatever you want to call them. This is almost the $10 million car now. It was for a while underrated and overshadowed by the F40, but nowadays, real car enthusiasts are starting to truly realize how special and exciting an F50 is. V12, it's just crazy to see this. But over here, black Ferrari Enzo, just crazy. Another car that's shot up in value, pretty much doubled in value over the last year. But this is ultra rare. And then, of course, we have the gray LaFerrari over there. Wow. Just wow. I'm out of words now. It doesn't get much better than this. Just check this out. And oh, forgot about the F80. I got you guys there. Now the Halo cars, we have the big 6, but here it is. Ferrari F80. The latest Ferrari hypercar. Unfortunately not a V12, but as we know, it's a V6. But still, crazy power, 1,100 and something horsepower. I think they're like $4 million new. But yeah, I honestly really like the F80, just not as much as some of the other Halo Ferraris and older cars. But yeah, it's still pretty cool. I definitely do like it a lot more than when it first came out. But just wow, Ferrari Greenwich really knows how to put on an event. We have the full Ferrari Icona Series SP models with the SP1 tucked in over there, SP3 in the middle in a very interesting and nice spec, and then SP2. Just check that out. SP1, SP2, SP3, all in one room. It doesn't get much better. I would stop and film more if I had time, but there's a lot of other stuff to film. This is why this is such a crazy event. You can't not check out what's at the McLaren dealer here. As you can see, we have this Artura, which is pretty cool. But look at that. We have Sparky's McLaren Sabre. The last time I saw this car, and only other time I saw it, was 3 years ago at the Greenwich Concours on the field. Yeah, insane spec, super rare. This is a crazy car in my opinion. I don't know, what do you guys think of the Sabre? I think it looks really cool and crazy, but I don't know if I would buy one. But yeah, certainly something. And then you have this very cool spec on this McLaren Senna, an ultimate track weapon hypercar. 765 LT, you've definitely seen that one before. I think it's owned by Super Speed on Instagram. The Wicked LT, aka. I think it's the same one. We have a 600 LT, a very nice yellow McLaren P1 with a very interesting and cool spec on it. But yeah, 675 LT, McLaren's most underrated, and it's a rare supercar in my opinion. I still think these are undervalued and a bargain at like $300,000. And over here we have his younger brother, the 765 LT, volcanic orange, carbon fiber. But wait until we get inside the McLaren dealership. Here we are certainly going to be in here filming for a while because this is a McLaren F1 GTR right here. Last year we had the white McLaren F1 show up for the Legends event in the dealership. This year it's even rarer and more special. The F1 GTR, Gulf livery. You can't beat this, honestly. This is the holy grail of supercars, basically. Just wow. With the doors up too. This looks insane. Yeah, the Miller Motorcars Legends event certainly is, I would say, one of the best car events in the country, with Greenwich Concours being right up there too. Wow. So we can't ignore what else is in the showroom when you have a volcanic orange P1 and a P1 GTR tucked in right there. Just amazing to see all these cars today.
Oh, it's a Carrera.
Yeah.
Is that a Carrera RS?
We could still get it.
I didn't see my friend.
I don't know. That's my too big.
So thank you guys for watching today's video. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss out on any new content or videos, because there's a lot incoming soon. It's been a crazy day. I'm exhausted. I've been in Greenwich for 11 and a half hours now. This is crazy, but we saw some crazy stuff that I would have never expected to see. I met a lot of amazing people, made some connections, so we can't complain. It was a great day. Join us here tomorrow at Miller Motorcars Legends and Greenwich Concours for another amazing day. So all you can do is stay tuned, to say the least. But yeah, make sure you check out my socials on Instagram and TikTok, also at LRF Cars. With that being said, I'll see you tomorrow in the next video. Stay tuned.